Hey, it's Doom here from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit, one half of the Dungeon Swag team, and I'm back this time for part two of making the cave entrance that's modular and it can go through the two caves I made before. Like not caves, I'm sorry, the two hillsides I made before. You can put this in the middle and make it like a front of a cave thing. So what I have is here I have covered it in Mod Podge glue, brown and black paint. And then there were some spots that I kind of missed that were on the CD and stuff. And instead of going back and waiting for that to dry, I just black bombed it. Why do I keep saying that? I told you I learned that from my buddy Paul. It's a terrible thing to say. I black sprayed it with a rattle can and hit it with a hairdryer real quick. So I don't know how good paint's going to stick to it. Let's hope it does well. So I'm going to get some of this burnt umber crap from Walmart. Now, rattle can, that's a term that I never used. I learned that from a YouTube channel I watch. I don't know if he's the only one that uses it, but I got it from Dave O'Gara on Miniature Mashup. And if you want to see how to make good miniatures cheap, and you want to see how to do some pretty sick conversions, especially if you're doing orcs for Warhammer and stuff, he's super talented at that stuff. I've seen him turn plastic toy soldiers or cavemen and stuff into D&D miniatures. I've seen him repaint hero clicks into D&D miniatures. But I was just talking to him earlier on Facebook is actually why I'm thinking about him fresh in the head. But he's the reason I say rattle can. It's from watching his videos. So it's like I say, I try to give credit where credit's due. If it's not my thing and I got it from somewhere else, I want to give them credit for it. I don't want to be that guy that steals everybody else's ideas. You know, because there's a lot of YouTubers, that's all they do, is they take stuff other people do and make videos about it and act like they invented it and stuff. And I don't want to be that guy, man. I just want to be the dude who's in his basement crafting stuff and having fun. These aren't tutorials. I'm not teaching anything. I'm just giving you ideas to craft stuff that you might want to craft, or maybe I have a technique I'm using that you can use. All right, we're going to hit this with a hair dryer so it'll start drying more quickly. We're not going to dry it all the way. We're just going to get it part of the way there. And the rest of it will dry while we're working here. So my hairdryer has like a little hook thing on it, and I usually have a piece of wire on other kinds. And what I do is, let me get some of this right here. This is that pavement color I use all the time. I actually went to buy more of this, and I can't remember where I put it. I use this color a lot. This is like my go-to color for dark gray. And half the time I don't ever use black. I told you in nature you don't see black that often. If you take photographs and you load them up on your computer and go into like MS Paint or something and click on it with that little eyedropper, you're not going to see the color black in nature hardly at all. It just doesn't really exist. You're going to see blues and grays in areas that you didn't even think could be blue or gray. It's crazy. I've seen like disgusting dark reds in pictures that I've like opened up. You know what? I can tell you where there was black though. When we went to that eclipse, that was actually, there was some blacks in that photo for sure when I opened that up. I took a lot of good photos of the eclipse. I say good photos. For Doom quality, they're good. Maybe for your quality, they're probably not. But I am not a professional photographer, just like I'm not really a professional anything. So for me, they were great. Now this is still a little sticky in many spots. Again, this probably could have waited a few more hours, but I have to go to bed and I have to go to work tomorrow. So I want to get this done. I will dry this, however, and clear coat it, and I will post this video tonight since I didn't do one yesterday. And for those of you that are watching, I feel obligated to make sure that I'm putting content out for you, because if you're going to take the time to watch my stuff, well, I'll take the time to make it. And sometimes it's really hard for me to finish these when I don't want to. But I also ultimately end up having fun in the long run, which is what really matters. I really like crafting. I really like doing this. I like making these videos, even though I don't edit them or anything. I enjoy doing it. And it makes me force myself to come down here and paint a miniature or craft something or sit down and set up something on the table to go over some rules. It makes me do that when I don't feel like it. And it's good. It's a good habit to be doing something for fun every day. The +2 hot air gun of burning. Speaking of +2 stuff, check this out. This is a +5 cleaver of liking and subscribing. Yes, it is a real cleaver. It is metal. I did make that handle. There's a video on how I did this in case you're interested. It was just me using like some cheap crap foam from the dollar store to wrap it up. So, this is something I want to tell you guys about. See these little weird popped up areas right here? When I was hitting this with a hairdryer, it inflated, like this terrain down here inflated like a balloon, and I had to pop it with a toothpick. And so the paint landed funny, and I forgot about it, and then I went and black bombed it, and now I have these weird little spots. But it doesn't break the craft. It doesn't, it's okay. It's just some more interest and more, more texture. And if you're a super perfectionist, maybe that's not for you, but if I was a perfectionist, I would not be doing this on videos. I'd be doing it and not letting anybody see. All right, so I want to lighten up, pardon me. I want to lighten up my browns now, and I'm going to leave this gray in the brush. That's fine. It's not going to hurt anything, I don't think. Yeah, we got a lot of it out there. I'm going to get another brown and mix it. This is melted chocolate, and this is a good medium brown, and it's rich and beautiful. So you're going to wipe a lot of that off, and you're going to come back and not paint this per se, not get down to all the cracks and everything, but hit a large portion of the surface area with it, right? Inside the cave too. And if you get brown on the gray and gray on the brown, that's okay, man. Nature's not perfect. Nature's got tons of variation. All right, getting here. Like I said, not getting in every crack. Just lightening it up some. Dirt's not all one color, man. When you look at dirt, to get some in your hands and look at it out in the sun, it's got tons of different little shades and colors. Now we're pretty lucky because this seems that the paint's not coming right off like I was worried it would. This is khaki. It's another one of those cheapy Walmart paints. Now, you must think I have some kind of like stock in Walmart because I'm always using Walmart stuff. But honestly, there's a Walmart between my house and my job. So if I need something and I'm in a time crunch, as much as I hate to give them my money, Walmart's getting my money. Because I don't have all day to be like, hunting through stores and going online and waiting for something to come when I need it. If I can go to Walmart and give them my hard-earned money to get what I need right now, even though I don't want to support a giant monster like that, well, it's just kind of the way it is. And I'm sure a lot of you do the same thing. It's very easy to have principles and opinions, and I'm very guilty of this, but it's a lot harder to actually stick by them or do anything about them. So, like, I have all kind of thoughts about, what's right and what's wrong, and it's easy for me to point the finger and say, that's wrong, but, man, when it comes down to making a difference, yeah, I use canvas bags and stuff for the most part, but I'm not quite there with the making a real sacrifice in my lifestyle to get away from these companies. And honestly, even going online, who am I going to buy it from? Amazon? Are they not even worse than Walmart to an extent? Options are limited, my dudes. All right, so we're going to put this cardboard to the side, let it dry, and use it for something another day. And we might come back to it for that brown, that tan that's on there, if I need it for anything. But let's get a new piece of cardboard, and get our brush cleaned out. Not perfectly, just get it cleaned out some. And we're going to do a lighter gray now. This is called pewter. And you could probably take this right out of the pot lid like I usually do. But I'm in a kind of a rush and I don't really feel like playing around. So we're just going to drag this around and pick up textures. And we're not really painting it. Like I said, we don't want to get in all the holes and stuff. Though right there I have some extra wet gray I do want to clean up. But we're just mostly just trying to give this some variation and some different shades of gray and lighten it up some. Hit some of these rocks down here if you can. If you don't want to, don't. It's your project, dude. Do it your way. Okay. Lightening it up, lightening it up. Hit these rocks up some. Here's some rocks I painted brown. That's okay. It's not bad looking brown either. Oh, I made a mistake there for sure. But anyways, you just want to lighten this up. Give it some more colors. And then come back around and hit it again. Because that first time it'll darken when it dries. And the second time it'll tend to like actually lighten it up some. Alright, we're going to hit that with a hairdryer. We're going to leave that paint where it is on that cardboard. Because we're going to use that again. So, if anybody's interested, there's going to be some shenanigans on Wednesday night. I don't know who's all attending, but we're going to do live paint on Discord, and we're also going to do some adventure stuff. I'm going to bring some dice down and maybe some other stuff, and we're going to talk adventure, and we're going to talk about some techniques what you can do to play games without miniatures or without a lot of physical representation. I think that a lot of people are very spoiled on concepts like miniatures and movement and measurement and terrain. You can have a ton of fun with verbal cues in your imagination. You really can. And for someone who sells miniatures, for me to tell you that you can have fun without them is essentially attacking my own business model. So when I tell you you can, trust me, you can. Now, that being said, hey, go buy some miniatures from us because we like to sell them. I would say getting a new box of miniatures in the mail, which I did today, by the way, but I'm not going to do an unboxing because it is just a box full of old models and models that didn't make it to boxes and stuff, or models that we had extras of. But he sent me a bunch of stuff to paint just to paint because I like to paint. So some of these are models I've painted before, and some of these are models I ignored. But the bottom line is I have a bunch of miniatures. Anyways, so I love opening boxes of miniatures from the mail, even if it's ones I chose. I wish that some other company would start a miniature loot crate like ours, and then send me free samples to compare versus ours, just so I'd have extra miniatures to open. And also, like, I don't get the excitement of not knowing what's coming. Obviously, we always do October orcs. That's just our whatever, Orktober or whatever. Asco invented that. But I'm going to get a little bit of this gray in some of these other spots just to kind of tie in the floor. Now remember, this part's the inside of the cave. That's why there's more rocks. So I'm going to get some of this gray. And I'm going to lighten up the inside a little bit, but not a whole lot. And then I'm going to catch some of that floor too. Because this is not your nice, clean outside ground. This is, a dingy and gross cave. So we're already getting to the point where we have something good going on here. Let's move this cardboard out and let's talk about getting a smaller brush. Let me get that cardboard back. I've changed my mind. Let's wipe a lot of that off. And then let's catch some of the outside rocks and lighten them up. And let's also lighten up some of this outside top part of the cave here, where the light hits it a little better. All right, And then we want to do something with that. And I said we wanted to keep this gray out, and I was right. This tan out, and I was right. I'm just hitting around the edges a little bit. Maybe some of these bigger rocks. You can really go as excited with this or as dull with this as you want. How much time do you have to invest in your hobby tonight? That's the question for you. The question for me is not as much as I would have liked. But I have a couple days off coming up. I got to do some serious work on the book. For those of you that know about the book. Because the first playtest is about to go live. The dry fire exercise is about to go live soon in a couple weeks here. I'm super excited. I've been waiting for this moment. The sci-fi version went really well, but I found about, I don't know, 35 or 40 things that needed amended. So in this new version, the fantasy version, I've implemented those changes of balancing issues that we found. And you would be surprised at how much a game's balance matters when it comes to everyone enjoying themselves. It's an enormous endeavor to try to have everybody to have fun if there's balancing issues in the cut. So anyways, you don't care about that. I'll quit jabbing about that. What I'm doing here is getting some clear glue. And I don't buy my clear glue like this, right? I have one of these that is like 10 years old. And then I have like this giant one that I got on discount on Amazon or somewhere. I think it was on Amazon. But I waited till it was cheap, or I had a coupon or something, and I got that. And then I just refill that. So anyways, what I'm doing here is getting a cheapy brush. Something with stiff plastic bristles, like these toss-away ones that I reuse because I'm cheapy. And I put way too much glue on there. Next, we want to catch some areas that we want to put our flock at. And up here, that's going to be a lot of this area up here. I'm not going to lie. I would like this to look significantly brighter and happier on top of the cave. And then on the inside of the cave, there will be none. And then along the outside of the cave, we're just going to kind of follow along these little rock areas a little bit and put some. But truth be told, my thoughts is that this should be mostly dirt leading into the cave, because if creatures have been dragging stuff in and out, or if something large has been going in, or if people have been coming here and mining or hiding, they've probably beat down a lot of that entranceway. So no grass is going to go right up to the entrance of that cave, most likely. But it's a lot easier to say that than just to back that up, because when you're crafting, especially when you're crafting fantasy stuff, you want to like catch people's eyes, you know. You want them to look at your stuff and go, ooh. So sometimes it's just, yeah, we're going to go with that darker flock. All right. For two reasons. One, because the cup's already in it, and two, because I think it's going to look better. So this flock is predominantly sawdust that's been dyed with rubbing alcohol and green paint. And then there are some herbs and tea and stuff in here too, to give it some different shapes and sizes and whatnot. All right. All right. We need to get some more. See how that wet glue is? I put too much glue there. Let's just get some here. We'll just pat that down. There's a little bit there. We'll just kind of get those spots. We'll pat it down. Here we go. All right, cool. So this is going to go with our two hills that we made a couple of videos back. And someone had commented on those videos about not knowing how to run stuff like that because it blocks, you know, they use a lazy Susan to turn their stuff. So when I run stuff like this, what I do is I turn this facing away from me, or the direction I need it to. So that's like the outside. So if they're in the cave, this part would be facing them. If they're outside the cave, that part would be facing them. And what I do is I use this as kind of like a barrier between me and them, showing this area back as an off-limits area. This is beyond the boundaries of the game world. It's where I'm sitting. And so I use taller terrain in the back to create the atmosphere of their tall cliffs, and I use maybe some smaller, like inch tall or 2 inch tall hills out here. I'll show you. I'll make a video about it and show you guys how I kind of run that stuff. But anyways, we don't have any vines or anything on this. You know what? We don't need any. We got vines and stuff on the hills and crap on the hills that looks nice. So this kind of just fits in the middle to look like a cave. So thanks for watching. This has been Doom from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit, one half of the Dungeon Swag team. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel if you want. Like the video if you like it. If you didn't hit dislike or the thumbs down or whatever. If they still have that, they probably got rid of it because somebody cried. Hit the website. It's going to be in the link or in the description. We have a discount code for 25% off your first miniature loot crate right now. And ASCO has a free miniature offer. If you go to the website, it says free miniature, and then it says $3. And you're like, wait a minute, how is a free miniature $3? Well, there's a if you go to our Discord, you can ask for a discount code, and we will give you a discount code, and then you put that discount code in on the website, and the price goes to $0. So you get a free, high-quality miniature, and shipping and everything's included for no bucks. No bucks. What a deal. So thanks for watching. This was a quick one tonight. I hope yours turns out as nice as mine did, and you can use it for lots of role-playing adventures and tabletop board games. Thanks for watching.